Speaking about the world being completely fucked, Alex Jones turned on QAnon. I know almost
it's
nothing.
It's a very tough match. They had a rough marriage. They fought it. They fought it out for years. And eventually we just knew someone was going to leave someone. Q tried to leave him a few months ago.
Oh, so wait,
yeah,
so it
Q
wasn't
was staying
mutual.
at someone else's house. The car wasn't in the driveway. Yeah. Well, the thing about QAnon that makes it a lot of fun is it's kind of a make it up as you go along. I'm a drug addict, right? So often my lies aren't planned. Yeah. They're in the moment. A lot of what I do on the podcast, a lot, it's all in the moment. I'll have an idea what I want to talk about and I rant and I go. Yeah. And I've been like stoned and I show up at home and my parents are like, what's going on? There was $50 on the mantle. Now it's not there. And I'm like, well, and I got to make something up on the spot, right? I've been, are you drinking again? No, I'm not. And then you got to have you were gone for 2 days. No one knows where you were. And somebody said you left your car. Well, I was at a sales conference and I left my car. I flew to Phoenix. I understand what that is. QAnon is an ever evolving conspiracy theory where the events are happening in the past, in the present, and in the future. It's kind of hilarious. Every conspiracy theory is like Kennedy, something like that. There's a lot of truth in that, or all truth. But at the end of the day, it's like you're looking back from 30,000 feet, analyzing little things that have already happened. QAnon's so I think Alex is kind of got a little tired of the constant evolving nature of that conspiracy theory.
So he's not a fan of the jazz that is QAnon. So they're not, because they're improvising constantly.
They're improvising. Alex is like, hey man, I was on board a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's getting a little annoying because it can turn on you. Eventually you become part of the conspiracy.
Right.
Alex is controlled opposition. That's what they'll say. Eventually because QAnon just eats things. So it's a conspiracy that just eats things. The minute you start to say, hey man, maybe that's not, it just eats you and go, well, you're in on it. Right. Everyone's in on it. Everyone's a satanic pedophile. Everyone that questions it is eating children. And you go, wait a minute, that seems illogical. But now
there's not enough children.
Now there's not enough. And I think QAnon's over now, unfortunately, because for these people, but I think fortunately for them, they're going to have to find a new hobby. But I think it's over now because even the best QAnon people now are starting to go, hey man, this might not be going down the way we thought.
Yeah.
But they've literally gone as far as to say that Biden and Trump switched faces. Trump's actually still the president, except Biden's. Yeah. You have to be a real moron now. You got to be real stupid now. It's at the end. It was cool. When the Epstein stuff happened, QAnon was it was party at Q.
Yeah.
And then when the Hunter Biden laptop stuff started to happen, they were dancing, it's time. And then Biden wins and they're wait, whoa. And it's just it's the day after the party. QAnon, if you ever went to a party in high school or college, QAnon right now is the day after the party. You wake up, it's 12 noon. The sun is hitting you in the face. You're hungover. There's a stench of disgusting beer and cigarettes all over the house. You're like, what the fuck happened here?
Yeah.
I got to get out of here and get a bacon, egg, and cheese. That's what QAnon is. They got to sober up, get out of that house, get a bacon, egg, and cheese, and go, man, we were fucking whacked. We were high, dude. I thought Nancy Pelosi was eating children for 4 years and that Donald Trump was going to put her in Guantanamo Bay. Yeah. Wow. That was... Because, it's interesting. The people had to do that after the 60s. They were yeah, I just did a bunch of acid and I lived in a ranch in Malibu and fucked everyone I ever saw. Yeah. And they're I thought that was the way the world was going to go. And I followed some shaman guy, some guru who just wanted to fuck me and 10 other people that were living there. And we did that for 3 years. Apparently, we never created the utopia we thought we were going to have. And now I'm back working here, at Allstate Insurance. And we have great policies. And we'd love you to come in the office so we can break them down for you. It all ends, folks. All the love, all the bullshit ends. But it's fun. They had so much fun. QAnon was hard to get mad at because this was all they had.
Yeah.
And this was fun.
They were quite good at it.
And they were good at it. And it was a lot of desperate people, but there were also rich idiots. There's also dumb rich people. And those are the saddest people in Q. Because it's they have the resources to do other things, but they just love Q. They're I'm just into this. And I'm you're rich. Go do something. How incurious are you? Yeah. Go to the Amazon. Yeah. Go birdwatch. I don't know, but they're, so.
Play golf.
It's sad, but they're done now. It's over.
Oh, so you think this is the.
I think everything's ending. My whole thing is that Trump's out, QAnon's over. The quarantine's going to end. Everything's going to go back to something that's more recognizable. I think that.
Are you optimistic about the 2021 and what the world looks like?
In certain aspects, I have optimism, and then I have short-term optimism and long-term pessimism.
Okay.
Meaning that I think in the short term things can get better. I think long term, because there's so many forces that are out of our control, that are evolving in ways I barely understand, that are carving up society, it's going to be very tough long term to be completely optimistic. Like, hey, it's going to be great. It's going to be good forever. But short term, I think, yeah, this quarantine will end. Things will get better. The economy will get a little better. The constant Trump craziness will die down a little bit. That's my hope. And people can go back to focusing on things that matter.